Hi, Erica here, and welcome back to another episode. Today, we're talking about something that we've all experienced, burnout and stress. But don't worry, I have a simple tool that will help us to avoid it. And guess what? It involves a ruler. Not for measuring things, but for using a rule I call the 4-column rule. Before we dive into this strategy, let me give you a little bit of inspiration. 2 Corinthians 9:7 says that every man according as he purposes in his heart, so let him give, not out of necessity or grudgingly. To me, that means our energy, time, and effort should be given joyfully, not out of obligation or pressure. Now, let me tell you a little story where this all began. I learned this from my mentor, and she challenged me when I was feeling overwhelmed. I was working a full-time job. I was also working a part-time job, which was my business when I would come home. I was in school with 3 classes I was doing and serving in 6 ministries. To say that I was overwhelmed is an understatement. And I learned that, and I'm ready to share how I was able to relieve burnout and share this strategy with you. All right, now we're going to rule out burnout. Get it? Get it? All right, go grab your ruler, or if you don't have a ruler, just grab a paper, your ruler, and get a pen, and let's get to work. So we're going to draw 4 columns. So I'm going to do it with you. We're going to do it together. 4. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3, and it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just going to get you to your path of freedom. All right. So here's our 4 columns, right? Got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. At the top of each one of these columns, you're going to write a word. And guess what? It's based off that scripture that I said earlier, 2 Corinthians 9:7. So the first column, we're going to write willingly. And then the second column, you're going to write cheerfully. All right, come on, get the paper if you don't have it and do it. Walk along with me. Now we're going to say necessity is your third one. Necessity. Make sure I'm spelling right. And then grudgingly. Grudgingly. All right. So you have your 4 columns, right? And then inside of the 4 columns, you're going to put whatever area of your life that you need to put it in. So let's say maybe work. You're feeling grudgingly about work. Let's say with paying bills. Maybe it's a necessity, but you don't really, do it. But I'm talking about like for ministry things and things that you're in that you don't necessarily have to do. Like we have to have a job. We have to pay our bills. But when I was in those 6 ministries, I wasn't supposed to be in all 6 of those ministries. Some of them were defined under necessity and grudgingly. But I'm over here I'm just wanting to be willing and help out. But I was standing in the place of people that were actually supposed to be in those ministries. So I want you to think about those areas where you're serving in or what activities you're doing. Maybe it's extracurricular activities. Maybe it's even in friendships. Or maybe it could be parties that you go to. This has changed me in all kind of areas. Like I think about it even with parties. I think about, what? Do I really want to go to that party? Am I going out of necessity or grudgingly? Do I really want to go? Or do I really know that person that well? Do I really want to go to the movie or see that movie that I really don't want to see? Or just think about even the areas you're serving and things that you've been doing that you have not been wanting to do. I want to hear about it below. Tell me about a time when you did something that you did it out of necessity or grudgingly and you're like, man, I got to do better. I want to hear about it below. Tell me about a time that you did something cheerfully. Maybe it's your job you're doing cheerful. Maybe it's a relationship you're in. Maybe you're dating right now. Maybe you're engaged. Maybe your marriage is cheerful. I want to hear about that below. All right. If you really enjoyed that 4-column exercise, guess what this week's free download is? it's this. I give you a sheet of your own that you can write these things in. So that's the 4 golden rule. I bet you won't look at a ruler the same way again. I know I don't. And always remember that you're in charge and that you can have the fulfilled, stress-free, burnt less life, and you can rule your life by putting the obligations that you do and the things that you're willing to do inside of each one of those columns, and you're going to see your life brighten up and be lighter and more fulfilled. If you've enjoyed today's content, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share for more amazing content. Remember, I'm always in your corner, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.